Hey guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and today I am flipping through my planner for the month of June. So happy 4th of July. I am posting this video on the 4th just because it was the time that it fit into the schedule for my videos. So I hope you're enjoying your holiday if you're watching it on the 4th. So this is one of my favorite videos to record every month. I'm going to be flipping through my June planners for the month. And so it's going to be all of my functional planners. I don't flip through in this lineup my memory book for Sophia or my work planner just because of sensitive student information. But I will be flipping through all of the other planners that I have. And so for the month of July, I was using a half letter size planner, and I actually thought like June was kind of a chaotic month. Like there was a lot going on, I feel like, in terms of planner related stuff. Mostly I think just because there was that transition into like the mid-year lineup. But my planner ended up being fairly subdued, so I think this will be a fairly straightforward flip through. So, with all that being said, I did move into a half letter size for the month of June just to try it out. I did like the size, but I have, if you've watched my planner lineup for July, I've moved back into basically the classic size. This was just the 1 month experiment, and I enjoyed it, but I'm back into my favorite size, the classic. So, what we have here is a setup that includes a Talia cover, right? And I'll link that in the description so you can find that if you would like it. It's like this frosted color, which is really nice. You can see the inside page here. I really love that, and it's thick enough that it can be thrown into a bag. I did use some Happy Planner metal gold discs for the discs, and then so that's pretty much it in terms of setup. I'm gonna flip through these sections. This first section was my divider, quote unquote divider, that served as the cover as well as the section that I included work notes. I did have a section for work notes, but I ended up transferring those to my work planner. I did carry this planner with me on vacation, and so I was doing work on vacation, and so I had a section for notes for work, but those ended up being transferred into my work planner. And again, I don't flip through my work planner just because of sensitive information in there. But this was the section where I had the work stuff in there. This section, the to-do section, is my divider for my personal section. And so I'm going to be flipping through this. For most of 2021, I was using some daily pages. And so what I did for the month of June was basically cut down some outdated student layout pages, and I cut down just basically the 3 boxes on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday side, and then I flipped it upside down so that way it would fit a little bit nicer into the onto the discs. And so it's pretty functional. You can see I was doing an hourly kind of layout here that started at 5 and then ended at 2 o'clock the next morning. And you know, towards the end of the month, I was using fewer and fewer stickers, so it's pretty much just like my notes. And then on the 13th was the beginning of our trip, and you'll see that I took it with me on vacation, and I took a couple of notes, especially like in some of the other sections. But then in my personal planner, I pretty much did not use it at all. And that's totally okay. I mean, like, we were on vacation. We did not need to plan anything per se. So these are all there. And then we came back on the 21st, so it picked right back up. I was attempting, like you can see here, I was attempting to do some color coding with highlighters, and I really did not like that. So went right back to what I was doing here. All right. And so that's pretty much it. The very last day of the month, we had a couple of like we had an appointment. Like there was a testing appointment that Sophia had for her school, her new school that she starts in August. And so I went ahead and punched in some notes here to include like her fee schedule, like how much we had to pay for her tuition, and then her list of school supplies. I need to actually pull this out. I need that. And then these last couple of pages, I just put this in here as an example. I didn't actually use this page, but I also was in June starting to experiment with a skinny mini. Sorry, not a skinny classic, but a skinny mini for my on-the-go planner, and I really liked that. I probably won't do anything with the skinny mini in terms of on this channel, just because it's going to be fairly functional, and it's going to be very similar to what I did with the work planner, where it's the messy notes that I take and then I transfer it back into my actual planner when I get back home. But I've really been enjoying that. It's been a chance for me to carry just one planner and a place for me to write down things. So I've really liked that. Then this next section, I didn't use this again, like I was experimenting with it. But for the next section is my budget. So I'm going to flip through this fairly quickly. It has a bunch of numbers here, and It was I'm thinking a Recollections budget planner that I just punched for the discount, but I just keep track of all my expenses, and that's pretty much it, right? And then right here, I've got the end of the month, and that's pretty much it, straightforward. This next section is labeled fitness, but it's my wellness section, mostly my food log. And so I went ahead and cut out a picture here of like sandwiches, trying to remind myself that I wanted to be able to get back into like having a more routine breakfast and lunch. That didn't really work out that well, but anyway. For my wellness planner, I did do a little bit of decorating, at least early on. And so here, I forgot that I had trimmed down these pages from an outdated Happy Planner. So one of the things that happens with that is that you lose like a space for Sunday. And so I ended up like losing that space. Like I'm not sure what happened in like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then I ended up like writing extra notes across the way just because I lost space here. So Saturday ended up being on the back page. And it kind of worked out where then I could switch to Sunday, a Sunday start with this layout. And this is a Recollections layout. I think at least, I'm not quite sure. I'm pretty sure it came from this fitness book. But then I was able to log starting on Sunday. So that kind of worked out. And then the week after that, we were in Orlando. So I went ahead and tracked a couple of things. But then after that, like this was the second day that we were on vacation, like our first day in Orlando. And then I tracked the second day in Orlando and then I just stopped. So I went ahead and just pulled those pages out. I just felt like, I mean, they were basically empty pages. And so then when I got back on the 21st, this was a Monday start, but again, that worked out to where Orlando was a Sunday to Sunday trip. I ended up logging some of the days, and then going through Sunday, I just didn't do anything, and just considered it vacation mode. And then once I got back on, back into my hometown on Monday, we picked back up. And then I did remember this week that this date, this box right here would share the Saturday Sunday, and so I have that there. Right, and then the very 3 last days of June 2029 30th, I was like, I didn't want to start a whole new sheet, so I went ahead and just listed it out like that with just like all my food and things like that. I guess I didn't mention this, but what I was doing, let me just go back to like the last Happy Planner layout. What I normally do is I always make sure to log food, right? So logging food, and then I always kind of have a section dedicated to like tracking like beauty, health related notes. So like my weigh-ins, like any beauty things, self-care activities that I do. And so that's what I have mostly for all of these pages. And I did the same thing on this last page, and all the beauty, self-care related stuff got the little mark, and everything else is food. So I think that works out. Okay, this next section is going to be my travel section. It's the section that I basically was designating for bucket list related stuff, mostly travel. But we also have in here notes for like different things, games that I'm doing. And so this section mimics in my previous system my birthday memory book. And so I'm trying to make a decision on whether I want to transfer all of the information in here into the perpetual calendar that I'm using, or if I just want to leave it like this. But basically this section had a couple of bucket lists. This one is The Legend of Zelda. I'm playing through the series, and so I had some notes here. I finished the game, so I just basically like stuck this in here and it's done. I also am starting to play Animal Crossing, so I have some notes there. And these two, Legend of Zelda and Animal Crossing, those are the two that I'm kind of like thinking, should I like go ahead and transfer that into my birthday memory book, or should I just consider it like, you know, not anything super important that I want to track for my 40th birthday year. And then lastly, I have this travel sheet of like different notes of things to pack, things to do in Orlando for our trip to Orlando. And so we have all of that here. And I don't know what I should do with this. If you have any thoughts, like, I mean, I did note that we went to Orlando in my birthday memory book, but like, what do I do with this sheet? Maybe I should just toss it, you know? I don't know. All right, then this next one is going to be my social media. Social media is where I was using like outdated pages, but instead of what I was doing earlier with like trimming out like the 3 boxes, what I did here instead was just cut off the top part of it, so that way it would just fit into here, and then I just folded it. And so here's the first page, and let me actually open it all the way out so you can see it. This is what it looks like. And I didn't even date this, honestly, so but this is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Right, and then this was blank for whatever reason, and then I did include some notes here that I did for my visual schedule, the planner therapy video that I recorded, and then the 6th was my last day using these pages, and then I moved into like this little system, just again experimenting to see if like this would be a more helpful system for me. I actually enjoy habit tracking, and so I did include something very similar to this in my July to kind of work out some of this, but also like included some pages. So like moving to this didn't work for me, but having a combination of habit tracker and like weekly pages to kind of plan out stuff, that really worked out. I did this for, you can see, for 2 weeks. And this week right here, we were on vacation. So I like did a couple of things the first couple of days, and then I stopped tracking altogether. And so then we're back here on the week of the 21st through the 27th. And so that's what that looks like. Again, fully functional. I actually dated it this time. And then here is the last week of June. And so when I use outdated planners like this, I basically try to keep the month together. So all of June together, all of July together, even if it's like split in a week like this. So I don't start here with July 1st. And so it's just the 20th, 29th, and 30th. And then this side I use for like notes for YouTube. All right. And so that's what we've got for social media. And then the very last section is completely empty. This section is my faith/gratitude. Normally gratitude is with my wellness, but because of the way that I cut everything, and I just didn't have the space to include gratitude in there. And so I decided in June to include gratitude with my faith, and there's nothing in there. So you know, that's it is what it is. All right, so that is my planner flip through for the month of June. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and until the next video, bye guys.